afternoon. I'm Richard Flaherty, President of the International Corrugated Packaging Foundation. Welcome to ICPF's 2021 Teleconference on the business of corrugated packaging and displays and the career opportunities. I wish to thank the over 400 students and faculty on 17 campuses across the country who have joined us today. I also wish to recognize the PBS WKAR team that has worked with us and playing a major role in our teleconference broadcast. Our moderator today is Kelsey Podhast. Kelsey, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Flaherty. Hey everyone, my name's Kelsey Podhast. I'm a senior at the University of Florida, where I serve as president of Florida's Packaging Club. This spring, I will graduate with a major in business administration and marketing and a minor in packaging science. I'm pleased to be part of ICPF's interactive teleconference to play a role in helping all of you learn more about the global business of this green, corrugated packaging industry and the diverse career opportunities it has to offer. I first became aware of the wide breadth of opportunities in the corrugated packaging and display industry a little over a year ago, when I was selected to represent my university at ICPF's February 2020 Student Executive Dialogue Dinner in East Lansing. This included an invitation to participate in ICPF's Corrugated Packaging Teleconference from the PBS broadcast auditorium the next day. ICPF's Dialogue Dinner and Teleconference allowed me to surround myself with students and executives who pursue creative thinking and diverse perspectives. Not only did this ICPF experience introduce me to internship and career opportunities within the corrugated industry, but it encouraged my interest in combining marketing with packaging. ICPF has provided me with the professional support and personal confidence to achieve numerous objectives and my overall goal: to pursue my passion for developing synergy between the engineering principles of corrugated packaging and the innovative marketing strategies of business. Through ICPF this past summer, I acquired a sales internship at Hood Container Corporation. Also through ICPF, I was offered and recently accepted a sales trainee position at the Westrock Corporation to begin my career after graduation in May 2021. For those of you who are considering careers in corrugated packaging and displays, the industry offers a lot of opportunity to those who are interested in production or operations management, packaging design, paper processing and production, and sales. And for those of you who are a designer at heart, but also have a career interest in corrugated packaging operations, production, or sales, you more than double your odds of being recruited into the industry. Because for every designer hired, the corrugated packaging and display industry generally hires 5 graduates as operation management, 5 graduates for production management, and another 5 graduates as sales representative trainees. After 10 years, those same graduates who go into corrugated packaging and displays manufacturing career most often are making more than those packaging graduates who at the same time accepted openings in consumer product groups, or CPGs. Likewise, designers, production and operation managers in the corrugated packaging manufacturing industry do not run into the same glass ceilings on salary and career growth as do the packaging graduates who are locked into CPG packaging departments. By the way, for those of you who are considering corrugated packaging sales, you have an additional interest in packaging and design, you actually get to work with the company's design and production departments almost daily, as well as leadership in developing name brand packaging for many different CPGs throughout the year. These aren't the only benefits of entering a sales trainee position. Recent research shows that after 3 or so years, many packaging and design students who have gone into sales careers through ICPF are making $150,000 to $200,000 annually, or even more. For these and other reasons you will learn about today, I personally decided over a year ago to pursue a career in corrugated packaging and displays. Right now, there are over 50 new corrugated manufacturing openings on ICPF's career portal for student interns and upcoming graduates. I encourage you to visit the career portal at careersincorrugated.org today after the teleconference. Additionally, new openings for 2021 will be posted regularly over the next several weeks. The International Corrugated Packaging Foundation, ICPF for short, is an educational foundation that is funded by individual corrugated corporations. It also is endorsed and sponsored by two separate trade associations in the packaging industry, the Fiberbox Association and the AICC. You may best know ICPF for its donation of CAD tables, wide format printers, testing equipment, Artios and Arden design software, online curricula, and even $3 million presses that is provided to your campuses. I know all of the university faculty and many of the students who are here today work almost weekly with ICPF on initiatives, programming, and in further developing corrugated packaging curricula. As ICPF has expanded its distance learning and outreach programs even further during the pandemic. In fact, there are students from each of the universities today who were involved in preparing for this virtual teleconference by participating on ICPF's Student Advisory Board. Throughout the year, these student advisors also serve as ICPF student ambassadors for corrugated packaging on their respective campuses. You most likely will meet an ICPF student ambassador when you transfer later this afternoon to your assigned breakout session. Through ICPF, faculty and students additionally schedule industry speakers for technical presentations in classrooms and for their packaging clubs. Though these presentations have been virtual during the pandemic, hundreds of students have continued to learn more about the corrugated packaging industry through this ICPF service. In fact, in just this past month, March alone, 3 university packaging clubs, Michigan State, RIT, and the University of Florida, each hosted an ICPF corrugated packaging industry representative as the keynote speaker. Whether you are a faculty member or an officer of a packaging club, if you have not scheduled a corrugated packaging speaker recently, I encourage you to call or email ICPF. And I know most, if not all, the universities with us today have been using ICPF's online corrugated packaging curriculum to augment their distance learning capability over the past year. However, I wish to remind faculty that the curricula will remain available for online use from ICPF's website, careersincorrugated.org, as universities return to full-time classroom instruction. Over 60 individual corporations with hundreds of facilities across North America support ICPF's annual teleconference and other activities of ICPF. I encourage you to go to ICPF's website and explore it to learn more about them. Today, you will hear about the business of corrugated packaging and displays. Our keynote speaker will address such topics as the markets that drive the business, new directions within the business of corrugated packaging and displays, the critical personnel and careers that are found in the industry, recent innovations, and some of the many sustainable applications within the industry. With almost 12,000 locations in the United States, over 95% of you out there, no matter which state you reside, live within commuting distance of a potential corrugated packaging and display employer. And many firms in the industry regularly hire recent graduates and student interns who are studying packaging engineering, structural and graphic design, marketing and sales, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, industrial engineering, business, supply chain management, industrial design, and related majors and minors. It is a $35.2 billion a year industry in the US. It creates the most sustainable and environmentally sensitive packaging on the planet. Most importantly, those of you who enter the industry will play a major role in developing and designing even more sustainable packaging for a greener world tomorrow.
Thank you, Kelsey. As I earlier mentioned, we have 17 campuses with over 400 students and faculty with us today. Today, we welcome Appalachian State. Welcome, Professor Wu and your students. Bowling Green State University, welcome Professors Fugit and Parton Harding and the Falcons. Cal Poly, hello Professor Carbonell and the Mustangs. Clemson University, welcome Professor Macondes and the Tigers. Illinois State University, welcome Professor Burke and the Redbirds. Indiana State University, welcome to Professor James and your packaging technology students. Lewis State College, welcome Professor Tushoff and your graphic and packaging design students. Michigan State, welcome Professor Ware and the Spartans. Millersville University, welcome to Professor Snyder and your packaging technology students in Pennsylvania. North Carolina A&T State University, welcome to Professor Wise and your design students. North Carolina State University, welcome Professor Powell and your chemical engineering and paper science students. Rochester Institute of Technology, welcome Isabel Stokely, Matthew Hoffmeister, and the RIT Packaging Club. Rutgers University, welcome Dr. Jen and the Scarlet Knights. University of Florida, welcome Professor Pelletier and the Gators. University of Texas Arlington, welcome Professor Dolzel and your design students. University of Wisconsin Stout, welcome Dr. Meisner and your packaging students. And Virginia Tech, welcome Dr. Kim, Dr. Bush, and the Hokies.
As you can see, we have hundreds of students and faculty with us today. I also wish to recognize the executives who are here to answer your individual questions in the breakout sessions that will follow the general presentation. Our 15 executives are from Buckeye Corrugated, Green Bay Packaging, Hood Container Corporation, Lawrence Paper Company, Packaging Corporation of America, Pratt Industries, the Westrop Corporation, and Unicor Packaging Group. The executives will answer student questions from the broad perspective of corrugated packaging and display companies that are active ICPF corporate partners. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time and ongoing support. As you have learned in your classes, today's corrugated packaging and display industry is extremely innovative, using research and cutting-edge equipment and technologies to create and improve corrugated packaging. Many corrugated packaging companies throughout the country have created corrugated packaging experience centers to assist their consumer product group customers in identifying the greenest packaging options that best protect and most effectively market their brands. Let's visit one of these centers today. Dave?
Hi, my name is Caroline Cook. I graduated from Michigan State School of Packaging this past May.
And I'm Sammy Helnick, and I graduated from Rochester Institute of Technology's Packaging Science program.
And we both work for Smurfit Kappa as a graduate trainee in the rotational program.
We've had the exciting opportunity to work in the Experience Center here in Dallas for the past 8 months.
So as many of you know, the corrugate industry is constantly innovating. We work here at the Experience Center, which is a design center essentially for our customers. And the Experience Center utilizes the latest and greatest tools, some of which including virtual reality, store visualizer, eye tracking, to help assist our customers. So we can start a tour.
It can be intimidating going from being a recent graduate to a packaging professional, and sometimes all you need is a little bit of guidance.
Luckily though, within the graduate training program here, we're actually paired with a mentor and a coach. And a lot of times the mentors are at the executive level or experts in their field. So for example, this is Yaron. He's an executive in charge of innovation and development here.
And this is Utana, an Experience Center manager who works in design and graphics.
Welcome to the Experience Center.
It all starts with paper, and at the Experience Center lab, we test every part of it. We start with the liner, doing a short span compression test, and move on to the full material. For this, we do a 2x2 inch edge crush test and compress it right on the flutes or pillars of strength to see how that material performs. But that's not the whole story. If you look at the overall box, the biggest thing that's important is the bending resistance. The more resistant it is to bending, the stronger it's going to be as a package. So we created an asymmetric liner to make that bending resistance increased. That translates directly to the supply chain environment. As you can see, there are major danger zones right on the bottom of the pallet, which is where the performance is needed most. By making simple design changes, you can go from about 1,500 newtons of strength with a very basic perforation to over 2,000. That's a 40% increase.
So taking the knowledge from the lab and from my university, it provides a good foundation to understanding how a box will interact throughout the supply chain process. And we actually have 3 examples here of palletization patterns. So the first one is a brick stacking pattern. So this provides the interlocking pattern to help with stability. It won't tip over or sway. And this one is the column stacking pattern. So this is similar to how a house stands on top of pillars, whereas the pillars here would be the corners of the box, and all these corners are on top of each other, providing the most amount of strength. This example, however, is kind of the best of both worlds. So it has the strength on the bottom 4, and the top 3 are the interlocking. This is called a mixed stacking pattern. So there is more than one parameter that goes into understanding a box, and at Smurfit Kappa we have a great number of tools available to help understand this process. Every box has its unique supply chain process, and this tool actually helps us understand that process. So by inserting a few outside dimensions, the product weight, the number of layers, and how it will be transported, we can actually understand that and know the required necessary strength of the box.
This is part of a process. So it all starts with the challenge of the customer. We investigate the challenge to come up with the right solution. And even for the solution, we don't start from scratch.
And this program allows that. So there are about 8,000 designs in this program, which are readily available as a designer here, so we do not have to reinvent the wheel.
The next step in the process of trying to find a solution for our customers is simulation. Let's have a look.
So this is an important step in the process, as this step allows for the customer to visually see their product on shelf. This program allows for speed to market, so we're able to take a design from conceptualization into simulation. So in this program, we can actually interact with the product how you would in a real store environment. We're able to pick up the product, we're able to move product, and we're also able to do graphical changes on the spot. So as you can see, this program is a crucial step in the design process, as this allows the customer to visually see their product in a real-world environment. And it's important to make it right before you make it real.
The final step of our process is proof, where we take the store visualization technology we just looked at and pair it with eye tracking. As you can see, it will track the consumer's eye, showing a bubble over where they're interacting with the product, but you can also use heat tracking technology to show the concentration of time they're looking at that product and exactly what direction they're focusing on. Together, this both proves to the consumer and the client that the product design works in the store environment.
I hope you enjoyed looking around the Experience Center of Smurfit Kappa here in Dallas.
We are proud to be corporate supporters of the International Corrugated Packaging Foundation.
As you approach graduation, we hope you consider Smurfit Kappa and other corrugated manufacturer partners of ICPF when seeking job opportunities like co-ops, internships, and full-time positions.
Thanks everyone. See you soon.
Please note that this video was produced last year in February 2020, just weeks before the outbreak of the pandemic. ICPF's corporate partners have many experience centers, manufacturing facilities, and paper and recycling mills all around the country. ICPF anticipates it once again will be arranging class tours for these facilities in 2022. Faculty, please contact Mr. Flaherty at ICPF to schedule a customized tour or to join a planned tour in your region. Why has the corrugated industry thrived for more than 100 years while many other industries have slipped into oblivion? Corrugated is an agile, sustainable product. It does a whole lot more than simply ship and protect products. It offers tremendous creative capabilities in meeting customers' packaging and display needs, while minimizing the impact on the environment. A graphic example of this is the hotly competitive retail market in which Corrugated has excelled in grabbing consumer attention and selling product. Coca-Cola actually told the Wall Street Journal that customers respond more to the package than they do the brand. That's power. And that is Corrugated in today's marketplace. Whether you are packaging, graphic communications, business, engineering, supply chain, marketing, or sales student, you should know that careers in corrugated packaging and displays are exciting, challenging, and rewarding. And it's only corrugated packaging that positively supports the environment. Our keynote speaker will tell you more. Brian McFeely is Global CEO of Pratt Industries in the United States and for Visy in Australia. He earlier served as Chief Executive Officer of Pratt Industries, Inc., with responsibility for all aspects of the North American operations, including containerboard, corrugated products, product development, technology, and recycling. Mr. McFeely began his career in the packaging industry as a sales representative and later held increasingly responsible positions in sales, marketing, manufacturing, and general management with the Georgia Box Group, which was acquired by Pratt Industries in the mid-1990s. Mr. McFeely served as president of the Georgia Box Division from 1995 to 1999. He then joined Pratt's parent company, Visy, in Australia, as general manager of specialty packaging until he returned to the United States as chief operating officer of Pratt Industries in 2004. In addition to his responsibilities at Pratt Industries, Mr. McFeely is currently chair of the Paper Recycling Coalition and serves on the board of directors of AF and PA and his alma mater, Albion College. Mr. McFeely?
Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you. And Richard, I really appreciate the time to speak to, I guess it's over 400 students and quite a few faculty. So first of all, thank you for listening in. I'm just going to go through a few slides about our industry, and hopefully I can portray this exciting industry that we have. I've been in the industry a little bit over 30 years, and I can tell you it's been a fantastic ride for me, and I expect that to continue. What do I like about this industry? Look, we've got great companies, we've got great customers. It's just a great industry to be in. Why? It's fast paced. The product cycle, it tends to be short. You can go into a idea and then into a design, and then actually the product, and that might take 3, it might take 5, it might take 10 days, and that's it. So it's just constant, the product cycles that we have. I can tell you, in my career, every day, in 30 years, there's something new. There's something new in industry, something in every company. We look for finding solutions for our customer base, and that really is exciting. As you heard earlier, we definitely are very embedded in our customers, and we have to find the solutions to get their products to market. It's a pretty diverse product line. We're talking about corrugated and displays today, but still in paper, there's a number of different types of boxes. You have cores, you have molded pulp, you have a number of things in protective packaging, and you see a little bit more turn into paper right now. Your students, if you're ordering some type of electronics, you used to see a lot of foam and a lot of plastic. You're starting to see a lot of inner packaging, which is either made out of corrugated or some type of molded pulp. Look, I would tell you it's exciting. I know we make a corrugated box. You might be sitting there wondering why it's so exciting. Well, it's been exciting to me for 30 plus years. And I think if you get into it, I put on the slide here, it gets into your blood. I'm just going to forewarn you. Once you get it into your blood, you're going to stay here. And I talked to a lot of people in this industry, and it's just an industry that everyone loves. And I think it's because of that fast product cycle that we have. We don't have to wait 6 months. We don't have to wait a year. We see something and we go for it, and we deliver the product. So next slide, please. Careers, look, there's a diverse amount of different careers that you can have within the corrugated and packaging industry. I'll just name a few here. Supply chain, look, that's really exciting. It's something that probably has gained a lot more strength over the last 10, 15 years. But what's great about the corrugated and the packaging industry is we deal with just about every customer that's out there in every industry. You have to ship your product. It usually is in a corrugated box. So that supply chain starts with us, goes to our customers, and goes to the retail or whatever markets they're trying to attack. Sales, yep, there's plenty of positions in sales. I started in sales. We have internal, we have external. I think it's just a great place to be. Sustainability, environmental. I'm going to talk a little bit about this in this presentation. It's becoming a focal point for most of the companies, be it our company at Pratt or our competitors. But I think there's opportunities for you there. There's always management opportunities. Government advocacy. This is becoming a big part of what we have to do, just not as companies, but as an industry. If you believe in climate change and some of the things that are happening in the environment, we need to deal with our government. We need to talk to our government. We make sure the government actually understands our industry. So I think that's a great opportunity for some of you students to get into. Innovation and technical support. We heard a little bit of that. We saw a video. This is something I think is very exciting. Innovation, I'm going to talk a little bit more on innovation, so I'll wait till I get to those slides. Design, structural, and graphic. If you get into this, you will not be bored. I promise you that. Every day you come in, you're going to see a new product. You're going to have design. It's either going to be structural. It's going to be, graphic. It's something that's needed in every company within the industry. Then you have finance. The finance, if you really like the numbers, it's exciting. We have so many different facilities within our industry. There's plenty of room in the finance. It's a great place to start your career, and you work up through a company through the finance side. And production management, I heard that earlier on this presentation. It's really changing with innovation and a lot of things that's happened within our plants through automation and robotics. This has changed a lot over the last decade. Engineering, doesn't matter what industry you're in, you have to have good engineering. Next slide, please. So just looking at the industry real quickly, about 1 million employees. Now remember, I'm talking about the corrugated industry. There's other industries that deal with paper, but this is really the corrugated industry. About 1,335 mills. Let me tell you, if you haven't been in a paper mill, I urge you to get in a paper mill. It'll be one of the most exciting tours that you'll ever take. As I said, I've been in the industry for many years. I still go into paper mills, and I'm like a little kid. It's just a great place. And you just can't believe the technology it takes to make a corrugated box. 4,000 converting facilities, 4,000 across the United States. Plenty of opportunities for all of you. If you're going to go into the industry, it doesn't matter which one you pick. We have large, we have medium, we have small, and we have niche players in this marketplace. And you can see there's $30 billion in payroll and about $182 billion in products. Next, please. So the industry, and again, corrugated, yep, there's corrugated boxes and there's displays, but there's also the carton board side, which also is boxes. And for you, that would be toothpaste boxes or cereal boxes, something like that. You may want to look at that industry. There's also cores and tubes. That is another exciting place to be. And then there's specialty companies and specialty products. Let me tell you, all of those products you come in touch with every single day. If not once, you're going to come in touch with these 100 times in a day. Just now, when you leave this, just look at everything you do in a day and how many things you'll touch with a corrugated box or a cereal box or a tube or a core or something like that. And it will be amazing to you how many times you touch something. Next, please. This is a little bit busy. I just wanted to show you, this is the corrugated industry, the consolidation we've had over the last 40 years. You can see this is in 2020, the top 5 had about 3/4 of the business within the United States. The top 10 had about 87. But don't let that confuse you. These are the large companies within our industry. And the next slide I'll show you. But what's great about our industry, if you want to get into some of the bigger companies, that's fantastic. But there are a lot of medium-sized and small companies within our industry. I started in a sheet plant, a small sheet plant, and it was a great place to cut my teeth. I learned a lot. I learned the business cycles. I learned the product cycles. I learned design. I learned a lot of things that certainly has helped me through my career. When I go into a plant, no matter where it is in the world right now, because of my experience in a sheet plant, I know every machine. I mean, I know the die cutters, the flexos. It's really hard to pull the wool over my eyes because I actually know how those machines work. I can't say I could set them up today, but I would tell you it's a great place. But big companies, medium size, small, niche, there's plenty of room for you. Next, please. And this is what I was talking about. You see the big companies, you know, the corrugators, 460 odd corrugators. But you can see the smaller plants, the sheet plants. You know, there's almost 700 of them. And those plants are so critical to make sure that we can attack different parts of the market. The corrugated plants have kind of their niche. The sheet plants have their niche. The specialty have their niche. And as I said before, using that word again, niche, there are companies that just have unbelievable niches, and they found a place to work. Exciting places. I would tell you, there's probably not one of the levels of the industry that you would not be happy in, and you certainly wouldn't find exciting. Next, please. Sustainability. Look, what's great about our industry is so sustainable. And I'm going to show you a couple of slides that will really help explain it. This just happens to show waste paper. And that waste paper is going to be turned into high performance liner board. Obviously, industry starts with the trees. If it's a craft sheet, it's going to turn into a box. But those boxes are going to be collected, and what you see on this slide is waste paper, and that's going to be turned into other boxes. If we just stay with the corrugated industry, it could be turned into a tube. It could be turned into a folding carton. There's a number of things that it could be turned into. But we're very sustainable. Next, please. And there's quite a bit on this slide, but I just want to point out a few things. Our industry right now, it's the most recovered material in the U.S. paper. So that's a good place to be. Over 62% of all paper in our country is collected, and something is done with that. Even more amazing is over 90%, it's 92+% of OCC, or old corrugated containers, is picked up and recycled within our industry. There's not another industry that can say that. So sustainability is a key. Where would those products end up? Probably the landfill. That's not where we want that. You know, the landfill is just a terrible place for anything to go. You know, of course, landfills create methane gas. Methane gas is just absolutely just a terrible thing to get in our atmosphere. It's worse than CO2. We can do better, even the 92, but we certainly can do better on the 62+%. The other things we're doing in our industry is we're lightweighting our packaging. If you go back, and I'll show you a slide, if you go back a number of years ago, our boxes, they were heavier. The basis weight were heavier. But today, through innovation, through equipment, through science, through design, we're being able to lower the basis weight, and that box still performs. What does that mean? Well, obviously, it means less fiber we have to use, less trees we have to cut down. Obviously, it's going to be less trucks on the road. It's going to be less fuel, and that's sustainable. And then the other thing I just want to talk to, this is really directed to the college students, because I know college students absolutely love pizza. And by the way, us old guys love pizza too. There's a lot of people that think you can't recycle a pizza box. I'm going to tell you that's false. Take the pizza out, take the sauce out, recycle that pizza box. We will take, and I know a lot of my competitors that happen to be on this call or on this Zoom, they'll take pizza boxes. So students, you're a big part of fiber in our mills, so we'd like to see as many of those pizza boxes back as we can. Next, please. I talked about recycled paper. Recycled paper is the red line. You can see over the years, it continues to grow within this country. You know, it's almost 30% of all paper that's produced. We'll see more and more. A lot of the mills that are being produced today are recycled. And I think that's a great sustainable position for our industry. Next, please. This is what I talked about on liner board. As you can see over the years, the basis weight has dropped dramatically, and it will continue to drop. The United States probably isn't doing as good as a job as, say, Europe is, but we're getting there. We're doing a lot better through new equipment, innovation, and again, design. But this is really important. You know, getting this liner board down so that we can produce a box that has the same properties for performance as something 10 years ago, but it's lighter weight. So this is again, in the sustainability of what our industry does. Next, please. I really like this chart, and thank you for AF&PA for loaning this to me. And if you start up in the top left-hand corner, those are trees. So trees are cut down, and obviously we need the trees for the pulp. That's going to go to a virgin paper mill, and we're going to make paper. We're either going to make liner board or we're going to make medium, and that's the two parts of the paper that makes a box. That's going to go to a corrugator plant of some type, and the corrugator plant's either going to make a box or they're going to make a sheet that will be sent to some of those smaller companies that I talked about, the small important companies like a sheet plant or those niche companies. And then we're going to turn it into a box, and then we're going to supply that to our customer base. And we just have a tremendous customer base in our industry. Our customer is going to use it. And as you can see, it's going to go to either a house or a company, an industry, an institution, whatever it is, that's where it's going to end up. Then it's going to get collected. As I said, 92% of those corrugated boxes, they're going to be picked up, and they're going to go to some type of recycling center. And there, you can be single stream or multiple stream or whatever stream your community has. It's going to go to a sorting facility, and we're going to take out everything but the paper. So we're going to take out plastics, we're going to take out the metal, we're going to take out the aluminum, we're going to take out the glass, we're going to take out whatever our industry doesn't need, and we sell that off to the other industries. But then what happens is that paper that we have is now going to go to in most cases, a recycled mill. Some of it will go back to the kraft mill, and we're going to do this cycle again. What's tremendous about our industry, we can do this 6 or 7 times. So as that fiber enters for the first time, and we make a box, we collect it, it breaks down, goes back to another mill, we can repeat this cycle 6 or 7 times. Not many industries are sustainable as that. Next, please. Just another quick chart on sustainability. What do we do as an industry? We're looking for ways to have alternative energy. Water use, less. How do we use less water? And our industry has done a very good job on this over the years. High efficiency lighting is just an example of how do we use less electricity. And that can be done through a myriad of ways of what motors you're using, and lighting within all your plants. And it's something that all our companies are looking at. Lightweight packaging I talked about, that certainly is how can we use less, but give the same performance. And other paper products, as I said before, you're starting to see a lot of paper products in in areas where probably plastic had the upper hand, and certainly some of the foams did. But you're seeing a lot of paper in dunnage and really creative things. The molded pulp. I know anytime I get something in electronics right now, usually in a corrugated box, and then was it in? It's usually something that's molded pulp or just a real intricate die cut, which is part of our industry. And of course, the consumer, that's what they're demanding. Next, please. This is also from AF&PA, and this is our industry. This is really the leading association within our industry. Just wanted to point out, as an industry, we're working together. Although we compete in the market, we're really trying to tackle what are the main things. Safety. We have a big focus on reducing accidents within our plants. Our industry is highly capitalized. We have a lot of machines within, so safety has to be the number one thing that we do. We're also looking at, how do we use less energy as an industry? That's very important. We've set goals for 2025, 2030, 2050, and again, if you're a believer in climate change, let me tell you, you're going to enter an industry, in the corrugated industry. It's top of mind, and it's something we're all working on. Next, please. I'm going to talk a little bit about recycling, because this is a big part of our industry. Let's go to the next slide. I think it's probably so this is a slide to show you where paper and metals, glass, and plastic are. And what leads? It's paper. As I said, 92% of all OCC is collected, 60-odd% of all paper. This is a great place, and this is a great story. This is a great story we have for our customers. This is a great story we have for society. This is a great story that we have for the government. And it's something that our whole industry certainly can be proud to work in. This is something that I think we actually can improve, and I think we should improve. But if you're thinking of getting into this industry, hey, we've got a good start, but we can use new ideas from the new students that are coming up. Next, please. Innovation. Look, I've been in the industry, as I said, 30 plus years. I would tell you probably the most exciting thing that I've seen in the last decade is how much innovation is taking place in our industry. It's happening in our company, it's happening in our competitors, it's happening just across the board. I really wish I had another 30 years, and maybe I will, you never know, but there's exciting developments happening in automation and robotics, and it's something that if you think that just making a box is an easy thing to do, again, you need to take a tour of a mill, take a tour of anyone's converting facility, and it will show you the innovation that this industry has. Next, please. Just threw a slide in here. This is a corrugator. If you haven't been in a corrugator plant, this may not make a lot of sense to you, but this is what joins the papers together. So, it's basically paper, heat, and starch is what joins the corrugated together. This is actually one of our plants in Australia. This is the first the company. It's a BHS corrugator we put in. 1986 is when this corrugator went in. Probably state of the art at the time, but I just want to show you what that looked like. Next slide, please. Same machine today. So this is a corrugator. So that 1986, now we're at 2021. I'm going to tell you the technology that's in this corrugator today is I'll put this technology up against any industry. Everything is controlled on this corrugator. Yep, control room, where we used to have a number of people in the control room. A lot of control rooms have one, maybe two people in it. So everything is done through a control room or on the floor, but technology is through and through this plant or this industry. So and for you that wanted to go in production, different story today in our industry. 10 years ago, production, it was quite a bit different than it is today. You better have good math skills, you better have good engineering, and you need really to understand where the technology is going. Next, please. And this is part of the innovation, and there's really two parts to innovation that I see. First is we all understand the product. So if you look at the top part of this slide, this is the product. This could be a box, this could be a cord, this could be a tube, it could be anything. An expectation, yep, it's supposed to be on time, it's got to have good quality, on and on and on. But what's happening today is the bottom part. It's data and information flow. And this is what the customers are really demanding. We expect it as consumers. If you order something online, no matter who it is, you want to get something either text back to you or from an email. Yep, take your order. Yep, and they say thank you. Then you get another email or text and says, well, we're picking it from a warehouse. Oh, by the way, we're putting it on a truck, and you see this happening. Oh, we should deliver it, tomorrow morning between 8 and 10, whatever the time is. But data flow and information flow is becoming a huge part of our industry, the whole economy, and we're right in the middle of it. And this is a really exciting space. We weren't very good here as an industry, 10 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago. But this is a place that I see really taking off. For you that really like this part of the industry, I think there's a great opportunity for you here. Next, please. Just talk a little bit about our company here, Pratt Industries. You can go to the next slide. Here across the United States, as you can see, heavily east of the Rockies, which would be true for a lot of companies, and we have West Coast facilities. We do have in Mexico, and as Kelsey said earlier, we have numerous sites across Australia, New Zealand, and parts of Asia. What we are, though, as a company, we're 100%, our mills are 100% recycled. The first mill, we're a fairly young company over here, although we're fifth in the country. We've built 5 paper mills since 1995. They're all 100% recycled. What's exciting for our company is we built 3 100% recycled mills in the last 12 years. So that's something that we're very excited about as our company, our industry grows. Next slide, please. And just to talk a little bit about Pratt, obviously we're 100% vertically integrated. We have the paper mills that I talked about, but we have a large recycling division which collects between 3.5 and 4 million tons of recycled paper off of streets or wherever it might be across the United States. Big part of our company. We also have a clean energy plant in Atlanta, which is right next to our mill. It supplies all the steam for both our mill and our corrugator on site, and it produces about 6 megawatts of electricity, which of course we consume that on site. We have 18 corrugator plants across the United States, and this is exciting for us, and we continue to grow and open new ones. We just had a new one that opened up in the last month and a half. Those small plants, that's where our company, we do have a lot of small plants. We have 28 sheet plants. We believe in that market. We think it's a market that as a company we should be in and we should attack. It's kind of where our company started. We kind of started in that sheet plant arena, and we've kept in there. We've grown that business. We have 9 display plants across the United States. We're big in displays, and some of the people, my peers and other companies, they're also into displays. It's absolutely exciting. I absolutely love that part of the business. I wish I could spend more time in that business, from idea to concept to modeling it to samples to bring it to life. It's really just an exciting place to be. If you're structurally or art is something that you enjoy, I would highly suggest that you look at display somewhere in the industry. We have 2 specialty plants here in the United States, and we also have certified, which most of our peers would have, testing facilities because of how fast our customer base needs data, and they need it tomorrow. Like everything in today's world, everything's tomorrow. Next slide, please. This is the last slide I have, and this is this is Pratt again. We've got recycling, which it could go through clean energy to one of our paper mills. Then where does it go? 100% recycled. It goes to a corrugator, and again, it's either going to make a box or it's going to make a sheet. It's going to go to converting, which would be the sheet plants, or it could go to a specialty plant, or it could go to a display plant. And that's where everything is produced. Then it's going to go on a truck. And I put that on here. We actually have our own company, logistics company across the United States. We decided not to outsource that. We think that's a good thing. And of course, our customers, which again, the industry is just loaded with just household names. So in ending, what I'd like to tell you, extremely exciting industry. We have great customers. We have great companies, and if you're in one of the breakout rooms, look, we all have competitors, but I'm going to tell you, we just have some great companies in this industry. We're sustainable. I think we're innovative. We certainly are looking at better ways to recycle. We really care about the environment. And if you really want a career, and I'm going to end with this, if it gets in your blood, I'm going to forewarn you, it may not get it out. I didn't think I was going to be in it for a long time. 30 plus years later, here I am. And I can honestly say every day I get out of bed, I really enjoy this industry. So thank you for your time. Look up the companies. We'd love to have you look at Pratt Industries or any of the other companies that are within our industry. Good luck. I guess most of you are probably juniors and seniors. Enjoy your time that you have in school. 30 years will go quickly. So have fun while you can, so to speak. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Mr. McFeely. I think I speak for most everyone here when I say we do indeed enjoy pizza. You can request copies of Mr. McFeely's PowerPoint presentation by emailing info@icpfbox.org. We now plan to go into our breakout sessions where you, the students, can ask your questions. You have been pre-assigned to your breakout room. When prompted, both students and company executives, please click the Join Now button on your screen to enter your assigned breakout room. If you do not see the button, you will automatically be transferred in 60 seconds. Students, please be sure that your questions in the breakout rooms are specifically related to the business of corrugated packaging or to the careers in the industry. Questions should not be directed towards the executive firm. However, each of the firms has information and openings posted on ICPF's career portal at careersincorrugated.org that you should visit. Now, we go to our breakout session. Students and executives, please click the Join Now button on your screen. I want to thank all of you so much for joining ICPF this afternoon. And please remember that if you're interested in a job in corrugated packaging or display industry, you should definitely go to ICPF's website. I know I've probably said it 10 times, but it's careersincorrugated.org. So you can search for job openings and you can upload your resume and create your own student profile. And also this platform can be used so that the firms that you talk to today or other potential employers can find your resume and look at who you are and what you're interested in. That's how Westrock accessed my resume, so I know it really works. Also, you can contact ICPF by emailing to join the ICPF's LinkedIn Corrugated Career Network. So it looks like our time's up, but I want to also encourage any of you students to reach out to me on LinkedIn for any questions or advice. I don't know how knowledgeable I'll be, but I am happy to do whatever I can. So thank you so much for coming today. Remember to visit careersincorrugated.org.